Oh, I won't.
No, don't worry.
Unless you don't want me to record. That's what's in the story.
I'll let you know what comes out.
Well,
What can get
oh, you know what? Yeah, you
I'll just
know,
let it fly.
let me know.
Nice to see y'all. Where's everybody from?
Pennsylvania,
Toronto,
Tampa.
Virginia.
West
Virginia. Oh, do you? Lucky dog, you strapped out. You look really familiar when you look. Several of you actually look really familiar.
Because we saw you last night.
It's true. But what was funny is we keep missing each other. Nate connected us in an Instagram message. They were somewhere in the world, I don't know where, and then somewhere else.
You guys are both in church today. You're both posting pictures from the same church. How are y'all not seeing each other? But I've learned since then it might have been different branches. So.
Yeah, I've only been to that one, but it was so funny. He's like, I saw he was gonna fly, and I'm like, where are you going? He's like, is that my kids? Hey bud, turn the volume down, buddy.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. We'll see how long it lasts on my phone. I took YouTube away from him for a while ago, so I'm letting him have it for a little bit, so we'll see what happens. But so it was funny, he was coming into town and I was like, well, I'm going to church Wednesday night. I went to Tokyo last week, I just got back on Tuesday, so it's like, I was out of my routine. I was like, I gotta get back to church. But Awaken's so good because there's so many things at church on Sunday, men's prayer on Tuesday, church on Wednesday. And then I found a couple of other things to do other days of the week. So anyways, it was really neat to spend some time with you guys last night. So we met
Vegas, and then we went shoe shopping at the.
That's pretty funny. That's a likely.
I forgot about that just till now.
Like, these are new. I ruined them. We hiked.
He walked out with a bag of like $1,000 worth of shoes.
Well, I have all those shoes. I don't wear them anymore. In case you're a size 10. No, I'm excited to connect with you guys and hang out. I think one of the things we were just talking about a little bit that's really important to me at the moment is figuring out what drives people. Like, are some of you under other people that are here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's under who? Is anybody like 2 or 3 levels from anybody else?
I think we're all under 10.
We're down from 8.
A couple of leaders that are already crushing. They're just a couple of levels.
Are you all together?
Yes.
Together?
Yeah.
Husband and wife.
Together.
I never know. And did you enroll Nate?
Current wife, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that one.
That's a TikTok.
You got funds your coverage. So they're like a couple levels from you.
Yeah, it's a 2-level.
We're 2 down.
Cool.
We're 2 down.
Nate, do you know what their main goal is in this business?
That's a good question. Their main goal is to replace another income
How much is that?
around my.
$1,000.
It's $30,000 a month, $1,000 a day, and then kind of connected to that. I don't know if it's their secondary goal or they would say it's their primary goal is to get to $100,000 a month.
Cool. Have you ever made $100,000 a month?
I don't think so.
I've
You know,
made 90 before, but I've never made it to 100.
Don't hate me. 90's a lot. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let me just ask him. This is the lesson I'm gonna beat his
Yeah.
butt
Yeah.
to see how good about your goal. Like if
This
he's
is
not,
good.
if he
This is
doesn't,
good.
if he doesn't wake up this morning with your goals plastered on his mirror, not his goals, your
Yeah.
goals,
Yeah.
I know.
then he needs to lead you better. So,
Yeah.
do you know what she wants to make $30,000 a month for?
I know that St. Jude means a lot to her. She has kids. She has grandchildren. She wants to spend more time with her grandchildren. She wants to be able to travel with John. trying to think if I'm missing out
Her
anything.
kids
see
have
my-
house.
you
She
see
buys
my
a
hair?
house.
Yeah.
Do you see my hair on my leg?
So when I said St. Jude, or,
All of it. Most people can't answer anything.
Yeah.
Keep going.
she wants to
Do they have
travel
kids?
with her grandkids. She does have kids. She wants to travel with them, and we talked a little bit about things she wants to do. At
You know what trip
church
she
not-
hasn't taken that she really wants to take?
Tom does.
Yeah, Tom does.
Don't answer it.
Ooh. We've talked about travel, but I cannot think of a trip that she really wants to take.
Where does she want to go?
I bombed.
I put him on the, as soon as he said it.
Oh, you wrote this a contract.
Before she
Oh.
joined this business, it was around the country in an RV with this
Oh,
guy.
that's
Sick.
And now, she might.
It starts with a B.
Is it
Bora
Bob?
Bora?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's great.
Yeah.
We were in, I mean, how many of you were like obsessed with your RAS, your reticular activating system?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
how many of you are not
It's like your
fully aware of what that
fat
is?
What
Say
is
that
that? I have no
again?
idea.
Okay,
what
your
that is.
RAS.
It's what you pay attention to, right?
Yeah,
It's
so there's an Ed Milet video that I I've been aware of it a long time. I was in my Let's Downline in the insurance business when I was in my 20s.
Me too.
Were you in
No,
WFG?
no. Oh, wait, which one?
WFG, or were you in
Oh,
WMA?
before that.
Were you in WMA?
Primerica.
Were you?
Who's
Whose group?
Primerica?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So-
we weren't in this group. We were in another group.
Okay, whose group?
Hampton Mark.
Okay. So, that's another rabbit hole. So, I learned a lot from him
Yeah.
from afar because he
Yeah.
was just this monster in that business.
Yeah,
I mean, he
yeah.
made hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm curious to know how. We'll know the story.
It's another whole, same thing that I came out of, there's that whole thing too. So like Patrick Bet-David left the business and started PHP,
Yeah.
Eric Olson left, started GFI.
Yeah.
There's like 4 other guys that started it,
Wow.
like Mike Hinbark is my buddy and all
Wow.
those guys that were under Glenn. But I learned a lot when I was in my 20s and was a moron. I was high on ecstasy the first time I met him.
Wow. Holy cow.
I didn't used to tell that story, now I tell the truth, so that was the story. I was rolling my face off at 8 in the morning from the night before in Vegas. That's all fine. And I met Monty Holm, Rich Stalling, and my left, the 3 the founders. These are like wealthy Mormon billionaire men, and I was just like, nice to meet you guys. On the way into like the MGM, but so I learned a lot in my 20s from them. But one of the things he talks about is your RAS, like your reticular activating system, and it's just what your awareness is. So I'll tell the story. The first time Keisha and I saw Ed Mylett wearing a gold Rolex long time ago in my 20s, and it just shined off the stage. I was like, oh my gosh, that thing's insane. So I started trying on gold Rolexes for 15 years. Every time I could get a store, I'd see one, I'd try one on. I had a Michael Kors that was $200, and I would put it in my pocket, and I pretended like I didn't have a Michael Kors, because then they would think I couldn't afford the watch, because I couldn't. And then I would go try on the yellow gold blue face sub. It's like 30 grand. And I would try it on, and I'd shake for the first several times, and then I finally stopped shaking, and then I started realizing this guy doesn't even have one, so what am I worried about? And I just try one on forever, but I could spot one a mile away. So anyways, fast forward several years, I ended up buying one, I ended up getting another one, and I tried it on so many times, and I saw it in my life so many times that when I physically bought it in the Bahamas at the Atlantis Resort, there's a Rolex store there, I put it on, wore it out, went and played craps, went to Nobu and had dinner, and I didn't have a reaction to buying it because I had bought it in my mind so many times. So RAS is, like, I already owned it. It was baked in my subconscious so deep, it wasn't a new feeling for me. I had lived that feeling in those stores moments at a time, like hundreds of times. Does that make sense? So when Keisha and I, who we've been talking about, were first hanging out, I took her to a jeweler called Maui Jewelers in the Fashion Valley Mall, and they had Rolexes in there, and she was just like, wouldn't try it on. She was shaking, sweating, her pits were sweating, her literally her forehead, and she had sweaty upper lip, and she's like, no, I'm not trying one on. They're dumb, I don't need one. I'll never buy one. And I was like, that's not why we're trying it on. I want you to feel the reaction of your body rejecting a rich thing because you don't think you're worthy of ever having a watch like that. Poor people with poor mentalities say stuff like that. I would never do that. Okay. So the guy finally puts, I was like, how much is that one right there? Do you like that one? And she's like, it's a little much, but you know, that's what poor people say. And I wasn't rude, I was challenging her. And so the guy's like, it's $75,000. I go, perfect. And the guy takes it out, and she's like pooping her pants. She slides her arm out like this, and she has no idea. You just put your arm out, and then you roll it over so he can clasp it and put it on. And I was like, how's that? She's like, take it off, take it off. I was like, that's all it took to stretch your vision, was to try on someone else's watch? So anyways, we leave, we get into the restaurant. None of this is the point of the story. We go to, what's the restaurant in Fashion Valley Mall that's like the organic, crap, what's it called? Anyways, doesn't matter. We're in this restaurant, we sit down, and she nudges me.
True Kitchen?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in True Foods.
True Foods.
We're in True Foods, we're sitting there, and she nudges me, and she goes, Rolly. And I'm like, what? She goes, she's got a Rolex on.
Oh,
4 tables away, some lady has a Rolex. Look, I got the full chills again. She has a Rolex 4 tables away, and she's like, she's got one. And I'm like, you couldn't have spotted a Rolex if it was on your wrist. Now with one exposure, one instance, she can spot them. So for a period of days later, she could pick one out anywhere. Does that make sense? That's not relevant. Rolexes don't do anything for you. I never even set mine. And I sold it in COVID for $8 grand more than I paid for it, and loved it. And then the other one got stolen. But anyways, So what was interesting is I go, you can train your brain to attract leaders just like you can attract that watch. But she didn't have an awareness of what a Rolex even looked like. She had no concept of what it even was, because Rolexes are not relevant. But like right now, you'll see Sprinter vans more now than you would have prior to
It's
seeing
like when
that.
you buy a Toyota.
Get in it and drive it to the beach. Spend a few hours in it, sniff it, be in it, take a nap in it, go get coffee in it or whatever. You'll really start seeing them, especially in Cardiff. You'll see 25.
I see them all over here.
Correct. But now you have some connectivity to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We bought a McLaren at one point. None of my family members even knew what it was. Now they do. Everywhere we go. Look, Dad. Look, Dad. Look, Dad. It's inside. You can train our RAS for the same things or the same way. One of my favorite things, we used to take women, because men really don't care, but we take women. Are any of you wearing your favorite, like the wedding ring you always wish you had? Is it like your dream wedding ring? If your spouse
You're allowed to
had an
say.
unlimited amount of money, this is a loaded question if your husband's in the room. But like
No.
most aren't, and I don't mean to be materialistic or any of that stuff. It's real. It's real. Otherwise, Tiffany's wouldn't have a business.
Right.
So I go, what's the most expensive ring you ever tried on? And most of the women in the meeting were like we specifically did it in Dallas at one of the really, really killer malls. And I took a bunch of how do I say this? A bunch of really normal moms, like that don't have any money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I said that was like the most love and
I
kindness.
just say it
Don't take
without what.
offense. Don't take
Ma-
offense. We're learning not to take offense today. So
Yeah, you can't be unoffended. Jesus was never offended. So we're called to be like Christ, so you can't be offended. You should become unoffendable.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
being offended means it's all about you and not other people. We took a bunch of great women who are now making a few bucks, but still, like I had a lady making 50 grand a month, but with a $10,000 mentality. And it didn't have anything to do with any of the diamonds or anything. So we went into Tiffany's, and if you have a decent watch on, and you can get stuff like that. So I said, hey, I have a friend that's ring shopping, and we'd like to go in the back private room. Can we do that? And the lady's like, sure. So me and like 8 women went into this back room, and I said, we're in the like 2 to 250,000 range, just very candidly. And she's like, okay. And that was it. And she's like, what styles? And I was like, is anybody else in the market? And the one lady's like, I am. So it became more of a thing. Well, bro, they're bringing out like $1.5 million worth of rings. These women were peeing in their drawers, and they wouldn't even, 2 of them left, wouldn't stay in the store. Yeah, wouldn't stay in the store. I go, do you know how excited the sales lady is to show you these because of your reaction to them? She's like, I'm putting a house on my finger. And I'm like, yeah, a house in the middle of nowhere, Texas, but I know what you mean. And it was like this, like in Nacogdoches. Do you know where that is?
I know. I've heard of
Okay, that's where the team came from. Was in Nacogdoches.
Yeah.
Like
East Louisiana?
east. It's right by Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, anyways, long story short, they had no awareness that even existed before. And I was like, the lady that just bought this an hour ago is no better than you. I promise you, she's not. And you're no better than she is. So those 2 examples, I know they're jewelry. They're useless. The items of them are useless. But the concept of it, the story of it, you can start identifying what is it inside of someone who can go build a really large business. And you can start putting that into your RAS. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
That's good.
Oh, I like it.
And then once you start really recognizing how valuable the concept of your RAS is, like the Ed Milet video is, he used to go sit. I mean, I'm pretty obsessive about it. Like when I get a hold of something I really like there's 12 acres in Escondido that I want. It's like 600 grand for dirt. I've been to it 7 times.
Wow.
I have the owner's number. I've had 3 or 4 builders out there. I'm buying soil testing and builder type studies. I don't own it yet. Frankly, I can't even qualify for it right now. I went to, what's it called? Beach Chapel in Encinitas. A friend of mine is on the Prophesy team there. She's like, come in, we do healing Saturdays. I'm like, okay, what is it? Is it weird? She goes, yeah, really weird. I can't. People will be laid out. I'm like, yes. I'm new to it. I'm like, I'm in. So we go.
Grounding?
I'm sitting in the chair. My kids
Holy
are on
Spirit. Last night.
my kids are on. Yeah, same thing.
I felt it
Where
last
they're like,
night. I was like,
like the Aryukin, like the you know, they like, you ever seen the memes where they do that at church where they
Yeah.
make fun of pastors knocking people out
Yeah.
and they do Mortal Kombat themes
Yeah,
to it?
and he was freaked out.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm
And he had-
still.
and he
John
had-
was
He's
Perfect.
still new
Come
in
to
his
launch,
faith.
come to Launchpad.
Yeah.
I know you don't know what that is, but just do it.
See ya.
So I go to this thing, I sit down. Man, I didn't expect to have chills all day. My kids are on the floor, I'm in the seat, and there's two ladies. And she starts praying, and she's like, Michael, the Lord wants you to know that your living situation's about to get better. And I'm like, not sure how she would know that. We just sold our Vegas house for like 1.75 million in April, and then I moved into my RV, and then my chick left me and took all my money. So I'm in an RV with none of my stuff and none of my money as of like 60 days ago. You probably won't put this online, but
And no check.
no chick, no money, no stuff, nothing.
Oh,
So-
your phone.
Oh, interesting
It
timing.
just died,
Dawn.
like right at that moment.
It's not a coincidence. So, so
That was God.
honestly,
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there and the lady goes, your living situation's about to get better. And I'm like, and both my kids are just like, or all four of my kids are on the ground. And then I feel my daughter's hands, they were extending their hands to me. I could feel them right here. And I'm just like full melt. I don't know these women. I've never met them. I don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about me. She's like, Lord wants you to know your living situation's about to get much better. And he wants you to know something about land, acreage, hold on. It's as if he's radioing it into her.
Yeah.
This is not known. I didn't know any of this 60 days ago. When she left me, I got saved and baptized like 60 days ago.
Wow.
So none of this was on my radar. I thought it was all bizarre. That's why I didn't go to Awaken, because it's like real
Wow.
and weird. People laying out, you're in men's group and they're all going blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, it's weird. So I'm in front of this lady and she starts prophesying to me that the Lord's gonna give me acreage, land, retreats, like all this stuff, mentorship.
So cool.
And then she starts explaining the property and that he wants you to know that you're not gonna have to pay for it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be, I mean, I have the audio, it's like 5 minutes long, you would die to hear it. So that's that. And then she says a few other things. This other lady says a few things, and then she goes back, and he wants you to know that the patience that you've had and the amount of waiting that you've gone through, which is what God told me to do a year ago, which was be patient and wait. So I did. I let my business go. I let everything go. My chick just left. I just been like this. Just tell me what to do, bro. And she goes, he wants you to know that your patience and your waiting are almost, they're about to come to an end. And I'm wrecked. My kids are sitting there. I can hear my boys scrambling all over the ground being lunatics. So then we finish and that's it. And I go outside and I'm just like, so 2 weeks later I go last Saturday with none of my kids. I don't have any of my kids. They were all with their mom. So I go back to the same place, different person. It's a man, Bill, and some other lady. And he you know, they do, we're all got our eyes closed, and she starts the prayer, then he goes and he starts making all this noise, and he's like, oh, Michael, oh man, this is exciting.
I love it.
I was in there for half an hour waiting. So I saw him do his whatever it is with 2 or 3 other people. It did not come out like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Just
like,
for you.
get to the point,
I love
homeboy.
how God works.
Like, what's happening? And he goes, you're getting a distinguished call on your life from the Lord.
Wow.
He has you an apprenticeship program. And I'm like, first of all, I'm cooked. I mean, I'm just snotting. I mean, I'm doing this deal. I know you more than I knew him. I mean, we literally sat down and shook his hand and I sat and he just started going. And he says he's got you in an apprenticeship program. I'm in an apprenticeship program with Steve Rutherford, the guy that's from Awaken Church that she knows. It's called Kingdom Man Accelerator. It's a 12-week discipleship program to like activate men to become fit. They call it to be fishers of men. Like you go fish for men to bring them into his kingdom. I didn't know what that was 60 days ago. So as we're talking, I remember above this man's head at church on the wall, it's a picture of Jesus in the water, Peter, and I don't know who else is in the boat because I don't know the story that well. and they have a net out across the water, and they're catching fish in the net. Well, above the man's head, I'll show you the picture, is that artwork, physical net with fish on the wall, and it says, "Follow me, and you'll become a fisher of men." He's telling me that. I assume he knows that's on the wall, but Steve's entire ministry is that, like, to take business entrepreneur men who have taught other broken men how to get rich, how to use their talents to bring people to Jesus to build his kingdom instead of Michael Rutherford's kingdom, which I got pretty good at doing. And I'm sitting there weeping in front of this guy, and he's like, and he wants you to know, and then he just starts telling me everything about that I'm going through in my life. And I'm like, I don't know how this is possible. So like 2 weeks in a row, basically, at that thing, and then there's all these really radical signs, and just, and then I keep meeting all these people that keep coming back to awaken. Does that make sense? Like, which is where Steve, the guy, when I went to Texas and met him and went to his Bible study and did all this stuff, he's from Awaken. He now lives in Frisco. God told him to move to Texas, so he did. Now he has 35 men's Bible studies all over the place from Texas. And I'm rambling at this point.
No, it's good.
But like,
Stacking stories.
You're on point.
But
We're
like
stacking stories.
The neatest thing is, I just, all the principles that I learned in network marketing from Ed Milet when I was 20 and an idiot, and then all these other people, you know, I used them to go, I mean, we did like $1 billion in sales. I'd have to look up the real math, but at one point, $25 million a month. And I mean, I wasn't making $6,000 a month when I started. The first check was $50,000, and then I was at $100,000 a month almost immediately.
Wow.
The reason I asked you, do you really know what you want to do with the money? You gotta have it directed out before it comes. What's that?
Money needs a purpose.
Money needs a purpose. Money needs, you can't plinko it. You drop it and it's like, whammo. Bad real estate investment. Because that's where it's just gonna disappear. Like I mean, I just watched it. I mean, the problem is you get $300,000 check. Like if this business can grow like you already believe it is growing now, it'll go like this. You know, but if the people that made it go like this are bad with their money, then all of a sudden, like I just watched it happen. I had a lady make $1 million in 6 months in my business, and she's still married. She's a really, like, her marriage is great, but it destroyed their business. It grew so fast. The reason I asked that question, you got to be an obsessive goal digger with people in your downline's goals. Like if everyone in here was in your downline and they were all under her, I was going to go 4 or 5 deep and ask her 30 questions and watch none of you know any of the answers. And say, dude, you're making her go to work for your goals. You're not making her go to work for her goals. You don't even know her goals.
Yeah. How deep do we need to know?
Depends how big of a business you want, how deep the reach you want. So, I mean, it's a strategy, so I'm not overstep anybody's bounds of strategy, but like Jessie Lee Ward, we were just talking about her, and she was unbelievable at what she did, like world class at what she did. But there wasn't a single person that was down deep in that business that had a big business. Does that make sense? She had a big business. None of her people had a big business. So, you know, Awaken now has 25 campuses or something crazy. Jurgen is at none of them. They've developed leadership. I mean, that's like a bullpen of studs.
It's rare.
It's on purpose.
That's why I like it.
It's
so
on
much.
purpose.
You know, half these companies you go to, the only person you ever see is the guy or the girl that owns the business.
Right.
You'd rather never even be seen. I've never even seen Jurgen. He's never been there
Yeah.
Oh my
when I
gosh.
was there.
You never seen his wife speak yet?
No.
Oh, just wait. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they have 25 campuses. They couldn't be at
Yeah.
all of them all the time.
No,
That's the point.
no. But
So
they
like-
come through a lot.
And I've seen them,
Yeah,
but I've heard 15 other people speak.
yeah.
Rex Crane twice, Mike
Rex?
Connell,
Yeah.
Dr.
Is
Bryant.
that Rex's
Yeah.
church?
Bro, the 4 days after I got
Yeah,
baptized,
Rex's church?
Yeah, well,
I know.
when he's in town, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
4 days after I got baptized, Rex Crane was there on a Wednesday night.
Oh, wow.
It was the most radical
Is
thing
that
I've ever
Shayna's
seen.
church? Huh? Is it Shayna's church? Yeah.
Yeah,
They go to
different
a different campus.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I've always wondered where she goes. Sorry.
No, it's good, it's
That's
good.
so cool.
But like, just kind of to tie that back in on the goal part of it is really figuring out why do you, like, what's
Why?
the thing that
Yeah.
requires you to make $100,000 a month? Are you running toward a thing, or are you running from a thing? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did you grow up poor and you don't want to be poor, so you don't want your kids to grow up the way that you grew up? That's actually quite a negative desire.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
running from being poor versus toward being secure. Does that make sense? I'm glad you said St. Jude, so I'm sure we could unpack lots of stuff with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like really figure out what I thought I was a pretty good guy because I wasn't a self-absorbed lunatic like half the network marketing big multimillionaire people.
Oh my gosh, just a little bit. I've seen that. There's
That's why it's a bad name.
some
Well,
people
look,
that
they're
do
not, how do I say this? The beauty of the industry is regular people can make extraordinary money. Like Steve Rutherford was a Super Bowl champion, captain of his team. We've made the same money. You know, he didn't have a $10 million year. He had a couple $1 million year. Well, so did I. But I've never had to lift a weight to do it. I actually probably had a better lifestyle. I know I've been on more private jets than he has. And I've been to more countries than he has because I didn't have a job. I didn't have to go to work. You know, especially in the travel business, you really don't have a job. You could go to, in fact, the more you
Job
travel,
is good.
the more you travel, the more you're going to make. But what's
That's
wild
true.
is you have show me somebody make $1 million or $2 million a year.
Oh my god.
There just doesn't exist. You have to invent. I have a friend who's worth $100 million. I was in Tokyo with him all week. I've been on his yacht in the Bahamas. We've been around really, really wealthy people. They invent stuff. They own stuff and invent stuff. They're not regular idiots like I was from Ohio with no education. I mean, I have a college degree, but I don't know anything.
What part?
So when are you gonna join our team?
Cincinnati.
Cool. That's not Ohio, but okay.
Where are you from, Cleveland?
Of course.
We grew up Browns fans. Bernie Kosar, Kevin Mack, all that
Who
stuff.
changes?
We were never Browns fans. My family grew up in
You're
Wilmington.
still Browns fans?
I'm not an anything
Isn't it
fan
the
now, but my
Buckeyes?
family are still Browns fans, and I'm a Buckeye fan.
Buckeyes, yeah.
I went there, gave him $50,000 for a degree that got me nothing. But my point in saying all that is, unless you're an athlete or you start WhatsApp or something, there's just no shot at making real money, like many, many millions of dollars of money. You're not a physician; they don't make anything. You know, I was the highest cash flow of every person I hung around in Rancho Santa Fe, because most of them had money, but they didn't have cash flow. You know what I mean? Like, what's the highest monthly money you've made for like 30 months straight?
30 months straight, it would be an average of 30 to 40.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Anybody else?
Too embarrassed to say.
Huh?
Too embarrassed to say. Not that.
I don't have any money. I probably have like $400 in my pocket. Literally.
15,000
I
for
love how
13
you're like,
years
that's
straight.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so wait, can I ask
Well,
a question?
heck,
Did we
millions of
know he
dollars.
was coming to talk today last night when somebody said
We mentioned
his story?
We mentioned it and left it to the guy. Didn't know if he was going to come. And he came.
Okay.
I don't know if
Because
I was
they
invited.
gave us a
You were
snippet
invited.
of your story
funny.
It was
without
so-
telling us who you were.
Yeah.
We were talking about Jesse Lee,
Oh, fun.
and then it popped, and they said, you said he lost everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just, I don't know.
Well,
That's-
again, the part of it, the reason I know what it's like. So I had this huge God-sized hole. I was wanting to make money because my dad told me that I couldn't. So when I was in high school, my basketball coach cut me because I used to run my mouth. Surprise, surprise. And I was good, an athlete, but I was a, you know what talker. So he was not going to have it on the team, so he cut me. I was from a tiny school in Cincinnati. You don't cut players.
Yeah.
You were lucky if you had enough. So he cut me. Like the only kid ever be cut in 25 years. I was like, okay. So he doesn't believe in me. And then my dad was like, you should go to Scarlet Oaks and get a degree or get a trade, become a plumber or electrician, one of those things. And he's like, I'm not paying for your college. I'll pay for your brother's. My brother was a better student than I was. He wasn't as fun as I was. He was more of a rule follower. So he's like, I'm not paying for your college. Your mom can pay for yours. I'm not wasting my money. So like that was what it was like. He was also drunk. I watched him fail the DUI test and go to jail. Like it was a bizarre thing. Yes. 5 minutes. Is 5 minutes okay, buddy?
Time's 5.
Okay. So, are you guys playing a game or watching YouTube? Okay. Are you okay?
Did
All
they know
right.
there's Pac-Man?
The old school Donkey Kong and Pac-Man.
Hey, do you realize there's an arcade right in front of you?
Pac-Man table.
Yeah.
May or may not.
Old school.
So anyways, that rooted in me become really ambitious.
Yeah.
It did not root in my brother to become ambitious. He's not ambitious. I mean, he's made like 200 or 300 or 400 grand a year selling solar, but kind of everybody did that in here, and it never really rooted in him to be very ambitious. So my ambition wasn't rooted in positivity. It was rooted in
Like proof.
spiteability. It was rooted in fear. It was rooted in
Shame.
garbage, frankly, and I didn't know it until about 60 days ago. I never knew it. So what was interesting is in many men that's the case.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say most, but that's just
Yeah.
my last
Yeah,
60 days
100%.
worth of introduction.
Yeah.
Most men weren't like, I was raised in a home, my dad saved children for a living, made $2 million a year doing it, and I just want to save children, make $2 million a year doing it too. My dad was an amazing example. He was great. It doesn't really work that way. At least my experience. So I've been in these like men's events for the last couple months, and all of them are really successful. 2 of them flew their own planes to the meeting, like radically successful. And the one guy's gutted, broken. He realized everything he's built in his life was for himself to tell his dad. And I was like, me too. So Steve's dad, when he was an athlete, when Steve was an athlete kicking in high school, was like the best kicker in his state, in Indiana or Illinois or something. And then, seeing this thing?
Likes your ears.
I'm waiting. Yeah, it might be. So he went to college and played in Illinois. Same time I was at Ohio State. I didn't know him then. I know him now. And they used to do chants. You really freak out if I pinched it. They used to chant. They used to chant for him to come and kick because he was huge. Looked like Hulk Hogan, but a kicker.
Like a linebacker.
Yeah, lunatic. So, anyways, he's like, I go, bro, I was at Ohio State at the same time. He's like, oh yeah, he's telling me stories, all these guys. Was that him? Yes.
Good job.
Our team. So his dad, he's like, how I got open to this entire idea was most men, he goes, man, prior to getting saved, I was gonna come in, how did he say it? He's like, Gucci suit first, Rolex second, you know, his muscles, I think he said his dick third or something like that. Like, he was pretty direct. It's not your dad's church when we're there. I'd bust in there and I'd look at every guy in the room. I had bigger arms, a bigger watch, bigger money. He did. But that was what the world told him he was supposed to do.
To Steve?
Yeah.
First time I ever met him, first time he was like kind of getting going in his Christian faith in church. He's like, I know I kick everybody's ass in here. I'm like, wow, this guy's direct.
This guy's a unique individual.
I'm like, I give it a shot. That's what every guy's saying.
Yeah. So what was funny is he's like, he goes, I used to walk in every room and compete with everybody. He goes, now I walk into a room and complete everyone. And I'm like,
That's a shift.
I mean, I've never heard a man talk like that. I've heard men go, I make more than you do, I'm better than you are, I'm gonna teach you how to get what I got. And by the way, when you do, I'll override you. I've never had a male mentor who didn't override me and make money. Ever. You just don't do that. You know, or you don't even talk to other people's lines. Oh, he's not my team? So I just never been around a guy who would actually talk to you like that. So he goes, if you want to build walls, talk about your strengths. If you want to build bridges, talk about your weaknesses. So I'm like, this guy has admitted to me that he was sexually assaulted as a 12 or 13-year-old boy. This is public, he puts it all over the internet. It's like a defining moment in his life. He did all of these things. He thought he was gay because he had that experience. It was his teacher that did it. He spent his entire teens and 20s conquesting women to prove that he wasn't homosexual. And I'm listening to his story going, it was radical. He's like, my dad was never proud of me because I was a college athlete. He wasn't proud of me. He's like, yeah, now you got to try to make the team. He's like, then I became the best kicker in all of college. And then I got a contract to go play for the Saints. And he calls his dad and he goes, Dad, they're stitching up Rutherford on the back of the New Orleans Saints jersey. And his dad's like, yep, you got to make the team. One of those deals. Dad, I got a B+. Yeah, but you didn't get an A. Classic dad, right? Want to make him tough. No, he's destroying his spirit. So that's where I came from too. So years later, when I was married, my wife's dad at the time got in my face because I was doing network marketing. And sometimes it's hit or miss, you know. Just like Steve, you make a team, you make a lot of money, and then you get cut, and then you wait. So I made money and then didn't have any money, was living in my wife's parents' spare room at the time. Her dad got in my face, was like, we don't need another entrepreneur, we need somebody to make money to pay for my daughter. And I'm like, so I have all these things that have happened in my life where I started to build this thing up where my value came from how much money I could make. So when I went from 50 grand a month to 100 grand a month to 300 grand a month, 300 grand a month is a lot of money, but it didn't fill anything. It just didn't fill anything. It went so fast. Just so, you think it won't, and it might not, but like, it just.
Is that the RAS working? Because you were getting all those
Yeah.
messages from people and then that created
Yeah.
your reality.
So part of the business, most people talk about what they don't want so often. You know, what do you guys want to eat? I don't want to eat sushi again. I ate it yesterday. It gave me no sense of stomach. No, I didn't ask you what you don't want. I asked you what you do want. Do it with your kids. They'll tell you all the
It's hard
time what
to
they
know
don't
what you
want.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Ask
Yeah.
your wife what she wants. She's like, I don't want to go to Mary's house again. No, I didn't say what you don't want. What do you want? And then specificity. Like, why do you want to go to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
What resort and how much is it per night?
Ooh.
St. Regis, it's about $1,500.
The little huts on the water, that's where I want to go.
That's a generic
That's
answer.
the whole island.
The hut with the blue roof.
That's
and
what's the airport code?
I don't know.
I know
So I
you
need
haven't
to-
you
I
haven't
need
planned
to-
this trip yet.
Yeah, I have not
Wow.
I haven't planned it.
And
because
you've made scratch before.
My dream is to get my pilot license.
All right, what kind of plane?
Just want to get a Cessna, just a 4-seater Cessna.
Have you found one yet? Have you toured one? When
Ooh,
you went to the local airport where you guys live,
No, you have to buy them off individual. I had someone I knew.
you don't have to do
that was
anything.
like- So it's.
They're for sale right now. We can find one for sale right now. We can go to Carlsbad, Palomar Airport. You can look that sucker today.
That's my dream,
So
to fly her around.
how many of you knew? How many of you? That's a great answer. How many of you knew he wanted a plane?
No.
I didn't.
No.
How come you don't tell nobody?
Because we're all
Don't need
talking
to. I don't
about
want to.
travel points.
There
all
you go.
night.
Only her.
I'm
and
cool
me.
with that. You hear his tone?
Oh, wait, what
Yeah,
did you
with
say?
authority. He
He
said it
wants.
with authority.
What did he say?
He knows what he wants.
I we have 5 grandchildren. I want to be able to buy them a house.
How do you have 5 grandchildren?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We've been back there.
34.
I know.
So that's
Yeah.
not,
You
that's
wanna-
my
we'll
goal.
blow
I
your
want
mind
it,
over.
I want to be able to make that money, have it aside for them, be able to pay for their college, have them a home. Even if they never live in that home, they can have it for, you know, equity, whatever they want to do with it.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah, we live
I'm a
very
simple man.
simple.
I can have $10,000 or I can have $100,000. I'm still that same person. I will always live humble.
Smart.
But my one thing that will not make me humble to say, haha, is my plane. That's the only thing.
That's a great
If my heart allows it, because you do have to take a physical
How honest.
every so often. That's the only thing I'm scared of, and that's why there's things with him and all this coming together. Everything is compiling. God is showing me ways, just like Clark. I've been wanting to get healthy. I'm never around anybody healthy in West Virginia. Now I'm next to them, next to these guys. And that's the thing.
Yes.
That's so good, John. And you
Stuff-
see
it's-
it.
I would assume he's a tough guy to be around and not be in shape.
He's like,
I've been the out of shape guy. I made tens of millions of dollars selling weight loss and keto drinks as the chubby guy. Dead serious. I mean, he'd tell you, I always found guys with muscles. I was like, oh, what do you make a month? They don't make you no money.
And the guy that
Like,
got
don't
me,
be
and the
pissed
guy
at
that got me in the
I mean-
business was even chubbier. I
Have
love
you
him. I love him. I
Have you
still
seen him
do.
lately? He needs
Who?
some help.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him
You
too.
talking
but
about? What'd you say? Who? No, I
some
think
guy-
I know who you're
some,
talking
some
about.
guy we know.
with your
Think I might know
history,
who
you
you-
don't want to do network marketing again.
Yeah,
when
Or
are you joining our team?
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, do you
I
feel
have-
like it's in the cards for you again, or?
I have no. The real answer. He just asked me. I go. I have no idea. Frankly, I'm just still I'm saying yes to things. So yesterday when he said we're coming to Mastermind, you should come.
Okay.
If I'm invited, I'm for sure come. You know, I'll drag my kids around. I flew. A friend of mine started a door-to-door fiber optic internet business,
Uh-huh.
and I ended up on the phone with him. And I go, I'm not done. What do you have? And he goes, fiber optic internet. It's $50 a month for the customer. They pay $250 a month. $250 to the salesperson. We can build a huge team. We're going to recruit all the solar salesmen and build a team around the country. And I go, okay, I'm interested. So I call a friend who lives in Utah, who owns a recruiting company that does solar. There's a point to this story. And I said, do you know anything about fiber optic internet? She goes, yeah, it's like the next thing. All the solar guys are going to get into it. And I go, how do you know that? She goes, because I've placed 10,000 solar reps into solar companies. And solar just died with a big, beautiful bill. And I go, yeah, I've heard about that. And she's like, why? What's up? And I said, a friend of mine that's LDS, lives in St. George, has a door-to-door business, sells solar, sells pest control, sells pretty much anything that a home would need. You know, DirecTV, any of it, alarms. And he just got his hands on fiber. It's the cheapest thing he's ever sold and pays the highest commission of anything he's ever sold. And it has no contract and no one owns it yet. And I went, She goes, yeah, a friend of mine here in Salt Lake owns a company. I go, what are their name? And she goes, Brandon and Alex. And I go, hang on a second. Is it Fast Fiber? She goes, yeah. And I go, it's the same company. She goes, hold on, I'll call you back. Calls Alex, says, I have a friend of mine who's made a lot of money network marketing. He's in between projects and he's figuring out what he's going to do next. If he comes to town, will you meet with him tomorrow? She goes, yeah, about like 2 o'clock or so. So she calls me and she goes, can you be here in the morning? I'm like, of course. So I took a train to LA because it was the only nonstop that got me there in time. Stayed in LA at a Marriott on points. Flew to Salt Lake on points. My friend picked me up at 10, took me to her house. I walked into her house. I haven't seen her in years. She used to be Mormon, now she's regular Christian. We're talking, we're catching up. She's like in tears, so happy I got baptized. This is like 4th of July, so 3 weeks after I got baptized. And I know her husband I grew up with in Ohio. So anyways, we're sitting there, a man walks in, and she goes, hey, this is the guy's video I sent you. And I go, the pastor? And he goes, yeah, hey, nice to meet you. And I have a Jesus is King t-shirt on. And he goes, I like that shirt, where'd you get that? And I go, wait, were you the guy in the video yesterday? And he goes, yeah, I'm her pastor. And I go, what are you doing here now? And he goes, I'm a finished carpenter, I'm doing their closet. And I go, interesting. She goes, I didn't know you were coming today. He goes, oh yeah, Dusty told me to come by to finish the pantry. And he's doing the trim around the pantry. Wow. And then he's like, how long you been a Christian? And I go, about 3 weeks. And he goes, would you tell me your story? And I go, yeah. I go, I'll give you the Cliff's Notes. And he goes, no, tell me the whole thing. Sits down right, I'm sitting here, he sits right next to me, and he goes, tell me the whole thing. And I went, okay. So I gave him like a 30-minute full clip of just all of it, infidelity, just all this stuff. My dad was divorced 5 times. I had no chance at being a faithful husband. I'd never seen what a faithful husband looked like. I had a picture of possibility of garbage. I had no chance. Had some weird encounter with my neighbor kid when I was 10, saw his dick. I still got it in my mind today. Didn't know anything about any of that. I didn't know any of that tied into treating women poorly when I was in my 20s and 30s. So I'm just like when I say full skinny, and he goes, man, you and I had a lot of fun. I was just like that. And then he goes, if you don't mind, I'll share a little bit with you. And he basically tells me the same story back to me, but now he's a pastor and has a 5,000 person congregation down the street in Utah. And I'm like, so I told him, I said, God told me to wait and be patient and wait. And he goes, he told me that too. And I'm like, you're kidding. And he goes, you got to stay in the passenger seat next to him. You can't go 2-3 car lengths ahead of him, and you can't drag back. You got to let him drive, sit in the passenger seat. And when he speeds up and he slows down, you're right next to him. You're in step with him. And I was just like, my friend was just like melting. So the meeting ends, and he goes, I get the sense that your trip to Salt Lake was a little getting ahead of God. And I go, I think it was as you're talking right now. I said, I'm an ambitious guy. I've been an ambitious guy. That's a gift that he gave me. He gave me a talent. I just don't feel like it's working. And I felt like I should at least investigate whether the opportunity had any legs to it or not. So that's what I'm here to do. And he goes, yeah, I would say take the meeting and just make sure God's sitting in the 3rd seat next to you. And I went, he wasn't next to me quite yet, but he will be now. So I took the meeting and went fine. The lady has a 3-month-old. She's in one office, the husband's in the other office. They're serial entrepreneur, LDS, money-hungry lunatics. Does that make sense?
Yes.
How much do you need, bro? So the kid has a babysitter part of it was cool, I thought it was cute. Part of it was just like, bro, what are you doing? Go home. But the kids are, being pushed around in a little thing with this babysitter lady, and I meet with the wife who's running the fiber business, but she also has another business, and then the husband has 3 businesses. I'm not impressed by that, actually. You have 1 child, so I'm in the meeting with her, and I just asked her, I said, look, I've not been really selective with where I hitch my wagon to people, and I've probably made more money than anyone that's gonna walk in your door. And I don't say that as a braggadocious guy, because I don't actually have any right now. I borrowed my friend's car to come to the meeting, so just so you know, I'm not being a pompous prick. And literally, she's like tearing. I start tearing, and I was like, why are you here? What's your goal of your business? And she starts telling me, and she's like, 3 minutes, buddy. Is that okay? We can't count yet. So long story short, I have this really radical meeting with this lady. I have this really radical meeting with this woman. The husband comes and says hi for a couple minutes and then bounces. And it's kind of chaotic, and I'm like, I'm not sure that I want to work with these people. Like, energetically and goal-wise, I don't feel like they're running toward a thing. I feel like they're running from a thing. So I go, I've done that before. I don't want to do that again. So I got some sense. I was like, is the Holy Spirit in this business or not? Because if it isn't, I'm not either. So, and I'm determining whether he is or isn't. So I've invited a couple people to it, and I'm being very, very selective. To answer your question, I had 2 other people pitch me something yesterday. I flew to Atlanta to look at a thing and was like, look, I'm just telling you before I come, it's probably not going to happen.
When the lights are sold, then you know.
Look, I made a lot of money in the business I was in because I lost 50 pounds in 90 days, and I just went, look, I don't know how it works. This is who I used to be. And they went, oh. And then when that happened, I made a lot of money. And then I would show them, this is how much I lost, this is how much I made, and then it really went crazy. It'd be like selling a travel business, and you're like, oh, what was your favorite trip? And you're like, I haven't been on one yet. Go somewhere and call people from the place.
Yes.
Oh, hey, I'm in Tokyo right now. When I get back in a few days, we got to hook up. I have something I need to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Call 150 people and say that.
That's what this trip is going to ignite. Ignite us, you know.
Don't call them from your house. Nobody wants to come to your house, but they love to go to Tulum or wherever you're going.
So what's your why? Like, what is your why now?
That's a good question. It's changed a lot.
For the next season.
If I could tell you very specifically what it is, I would be doing it. I mean, I'm doing it now. I'm figuring. Frankly, it's to coach and mentor men to figure out what they're running from, get rid of all the things they're holding, and save their marriages for their kids. Frankly, I'm surrounded by successful men who have really awful lives. On the surface, they look nice on Instagram. Go to my Instagram and just look back for the last 2 years. I got everything you ever want. Hot chick, cool kids, and I've been everywhere, very luxuriously. I owe the IRS like $1.3 million. I owe 6 or 7 attorneys money. I mean, I got an absolute travesty that's happened behind the scenes. And I'm not saying most people do, but you had to have made a lot of money to owe that many people that much money. But I got a real taste when I went to Steve's event to watch a man speak into other men about something other than money. I just never heard men talk to other men about anything other than dumb stuff like sports. I like sports. And like money, in business. You know, I had a friend of mine the other day, he's like, oh, I'm doing this for my kids. And I was like, no, you're not. If you're really honest with yourself, let's bring them in. Like, let's bring your kids in. My kids, we caught crawdads the other day in an RV park surrounded by people who do not own homes.
You know, you're from Ohio, you see crawdads.
True. You know that one, crayfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crawdads.
But not crawdads, no, not California.
I said,
What do they call them here?
I don't know.
I don't call them crawdads. They were little red ones. And I go, bro, they had the most fun
Oh yeah.
there. We've also sea bobbed. You know what a sea bob is? Sea bob is a personal underwater jet ski that dives under the water. You wear a mask, hold your breath, and it shoots down under the water. So when you're in the BVI's or in the Bahamas, you can dive under the water and snorkel, and it pulls you like 10 miles an hour. It's the raddest thing. Hey, Jet, do you like doing sea bobs? It's one of his favorite things.
Oh, favorite motor power thing ever.
He's 7. He has favorite motor powered things.
He doesn't have one.
It's not positive. So my point is, when we were doing crawdads, it didn't cost any. Like, it was real. And I'm not against the stuff. I promise you, I'm not.
No.
But like, you got to figure out what's driving that thing.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Because right now, he's like my older 2 kids went to Tokyo with me because my friend paid for the whole trip, and we just went crazy. And my other kids were like, "What the hell, Dad? Why did I get to go? What'd you bring me back? All this stuff." And I was like, I have some cleanup work to do, like on gratitude and like really what is someone's origin. Like if you ask me, I like to coach people. I like to do what I'm doing. I haven't actually done this in like 2 years. By the way,
You're so good.
I haven't
You're
talked to
so
a
good.
single person.
Like, you
in
are
2 years.
so good.
I hope you
And you're doing
know
a
the
program, you said?
impact that you're having on yourself, I'm sure, in this moment. Yeah.
Yeah, in this room.
Yeah, in this. I mean, I literally can't breathe right now. Seriously, it's not like it's a different It's like in my gut.
Yeah.
And I'm not a man. So you're talking about men like that. Do you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
hitting in a spot that, well, I mean, we are like wrecked
How
right
many
now.
how many of you are married?
You're making me feel like I should give my ex-husband some grace
He
too.
deserves
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Which one?
That was not nice. That was not nice.
Look, the truth, here's what Steve told me.
Just the third time's the charm, and I'm the charm.
Done. I mean, in reality, just don't give up on each other. Literally
we
have a
don't.
real covenant and just don't give up on
We
each
don't.
other.
We don't.
Like, we're not gonna do it now. This is risky stuff.
When she's 20, I'm 80.
Done. Okay. That
What?
took me a second. I understand. If,
I don't get
when I was at this event in Texas, it's called Launchpad, the very first guy talks, and he's like, what's your story and what burdens are you bringing in physically laying
Yes.
on top of Jesus' cross?
Yes.
He's already been killed and resurrected for your
Yeah.
sins.
Let him in the
You're lugging him around, he already did that. It's already bought. Like, you're holding tacos and lunch to pay for it. He already paid for it. The bill is compensated. The bill is already over. There's no need to exchange any money. He already purchased your lunch. Just go eat.
Yep.
But here you are in line holding your food to pay for your own lunch. I know it's a weird example, but like, he already paid for everything that you're carrying around.
Did I say that in the car last night? We walk around with so much condemnation. Like we don't even.
Like, if we
see
got
it.
real granular
You
with
really
any one
do.
person, you'd
Yeah.
be cooked.
Yeah.
Like, real stuff. So what's interesting is he's walking around with stuff, you're walking around with stuff, your kids are really walking around with stuff. And then their kids, the kid's 8, he hasn't even seen a girl naked yet, let alone had a baby yet. That future baby's got the same stuff pre-built into him.
Yep.
He just does.
Yep.
He has no chance at fidelity. The only thing he
Without
knows is
Jesus.
infidelity. So I didn't know that. I found out 3 weeks ago my grandpa cheated on my grandma and my dad was the alibi.
Wow.
They were all drunk. My uncle told me that. I go, why didn't he tell me this? And he goes, we just found out when Bud died. I'm like, well, that was 13 years ago.
We just found out.
So I go, they do. So I go, interesting. What else? And he goes, well, Dad's dad used to beat the shit out of him. And Dad, being my grandpa, became the achiever. He wanted to achieve. What time is it, by the way?
It is.
I still have
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes 34 seconds.
So my grandpa became the achiever. He was going to be the overcomer. I'm like, sounds like me. Most other people submit to it and become alcoholics and all these other things. I didn't. I overcame it and became probably the most successful person out of my city that's ever come out of there. Certainly out of my high school.
Chain break.
Certain chains. I broke this one and I made this one stronger.
Well, yeah, it's like
The infidelity one and the hole in your heart one got stronger, but like to make money when I broke. Which the more money I made, the worse this one got. As
Oh,
odd as
no.
it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the money was coming for reasons that weren't, I don't say holy.
Yeah.
I didn't hurt people. We helped people get off diabetes meds. We helped women not be depressed. We helped people overcome hormonal imbalances and really cool things. I mean, but look, if you get somebody to go to Cancun because they want to be away from their husband so they can get drunk and hook up with some guy at the bar, the travel business is maybe not what that lady needs.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a bad way. I just mean, no, that lady needs, like, saving.
Yeah.
She needs real mentorship with stuff that really matters.
Yeah.
You know, half the meetings that I ever had women go to, they got drunk with other women and talked shit about all their husbands. You know, and worse, men would go, we'd do a meeting down in Mexico, half the guys wanted to go gamble and go to strip clubs. And I'm like, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
Yeah.
But as an example, most of my friends didn't need more money. They needed to figure out why they felt like they needed more money. It's because their wives were told their entire lives they need to find a guy with money, they need to be safety and security, and they don't know how to verbalize what safety and security means.
There's other ways to have a woman feel secure other than money.
Emotional
Like that.
security.
If you crack the code and can teach most men what that is and teach women how to ask their man for it,
Yes.
you'll be a
And receive it.
multi-millionaire.
And there you
and
go.
for the women to receive it properly.
Look, it's all-
because that's where
because
our
I agree with
damage
you.
is.
Here, I'll put it this way. We went from having millions of dollars to having none to then selling 3 properties, getting $350,000 in cash. When you don't have any, then you get $350,000.
You're like,
I
ooh.
used to make $350,000 in 35 days. So it wasn't like it was a lot of money. But in the moment, it was a lot of money. As soon as we got to San Diego in the RV, she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel secure. It wasn't actually the money, because all the money was in her checking account. And she bounced with it. And she still doesn't feel safe and secure. She feels more scared today than ever. So
I
she
would
took
too if
it
I
from
stole
the,
$350,000 from somebody.
she doesn't believe she stole it. She believes it's hers. She believes she's entitled to it. And she'd convince the snot out of you if she was sitting here. And I'm not mad at her. What I was gonna say is, at the meeting, I had to visualize my dad as an 8-year-old boy. Not as a 40-year-old drunk asshole. Because as an 8-year-old boy, guess what he had at home?
He didn't get what he
A 40-year-old drunk asshole.
Yeah.
Without knowing it, he slowly became his dad.
Who also
And I'm
was
like,
8-year-old at one point. Yeah.
Right. So I'm sitting here going, I don't drink. If I went to Mexico with you on Saturday, I probably have
I'm the same way
a
with
cocktail.
that. I was with the father thing is I have a sperm donor and then I have a father.
I understand.
And it was the same way. Is I didn't want to be
Right.
what that sperm donor was.
Right.
And the man that raised me is who I am. That's why the way it is.
That's
yeah.
great. That's great. I mean, it could go either way. So like, I had to visualize my dad as 8, which meant I had to visualize my grandpa, who was 80 when he died. I had to visualize him at 33. Of course you don't know your grandpa when he's 33, but at some point, all of my dads were all 44 at one point in their life. And I'm like, oh, he used to get his ass kicked. My dad never kicked my ass, thankfully. That's good. But he did cheat on every woman he was ever involved in, and he was drunk all the time, and he was never around. So I made sure to always be around and make tons of money. But I couldn't shake the infidelity thing. I could, none of that stuff. So when Steve was telling me that story, I was like, oh my gosh. So I had grace for him. Keisha used to get the crap beat out of her when she was a kid. Her mom ran around all over town, slept with everybody in town. She has a picture of possibility. You can remember that phrase, picture of possibility is his physique and her physique. It's their marriage, it's their business. They're an unbelievable picture of possibility. As leaders, I don't know who else you would want to follow. And I don't even know you. I just have met you and I see you. So, and how you interact with each other. And I've seen plenty of your videos over the years, but you have a really great picture of possibility. Keisha had an awful picture of possibility of drugs, alcohol abuse, all kinds of other abuse, sexual abuse. She got ostracized by her siblings because her mom used to beat the crap out of her. She had a big sister. She ran away at 16. So right now she stole my money, but an 8-year-old girl stole my money. So when I get pissed, and 3 days ago when I told her, I'm gonna sue the shit out of you, I was like, you just told an 8-year-old girl you were gonna sue the shit out of her. Justified, but I still said it as she drove away. But she did everything she could to go, let's go now.
Wait, so what's the name of your discipleship program?
1 minute.
It's called Kingdom Man Accelerator.
And you're in that now.
I'm in it now. His Steve's Steve's ministry is called Champions in Christ. And you can connect me with whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see my phone. But I don't know what I was saying. Oh, just about that stuff is really finding out what the real motive of somebody is. It's easy to get people to want to go make money. That's the easiest thing in the world, especially today. You have people selling their bodies, people selling their feet, people doing so. These guys subscribe to kids on the internet making $1 billion.
Yeah.
It's not hard to actually teach middle-aged people how to get cheaper vacations. I don't know what you would do that's easier to sell than that.
And we keep saying we have no
How
product.
hard it is.
We have no inventory. We have no product. We have no out of stock. We have no, right?
Yeah. But
Thank you.
But agreed.
I know you are going to go have family time, but I want to say thank you for being so vulnerable and transparent.
Absolutely.
I know we're all changed